and how are you all and how are you doing today? If you're new to this channel, you're welcome. So the question is, was I and my husband able to transfer my case from one embassy to the other embassy just to get a K1 appointment? The answer is yes, we did it anyways. So when my I-129F petition was approved by the USCIS and embassy and forwarded to the US Embassy in Accra, Ghana, where I was living at the time, I went ahead and did my visa payment, which is the DS-160 payment. But as soon as I finished making that payment, the embassy shut down due to COVID reasons. The embassy wasn't working. For long, we waited for 1 year, 6 months. Nothing was happening from the embassy. I just couldn't get an appointment date to appear for my K1 visa interview. After waiting that long, the embassy finally started working. But guess what? They were not issuing K1 visas, no spouse visas. They were rather issuing business visas, tourist visas, and student visas. And we were so disappointed after waiting for 1 year, 6 months, So the next step my husband and I took was to see if we can move my case from one embassy to another embassy. And guess what? We went ahead and did just that. So since I was from Sierra Leone and living in Ghana at the time, and my case was stuck at the US Embassy in Accra, Ghana, and I couldn't get an appointment in Ghana, tired waiting, nothing was happening. We finally decided that we wanted to move it to another embassy. And then for my K1 visa, they're saying it's because of COVID and all that, but meanwhile they're issuing visas to other people. So I went on the US Embassy in Ghana website, and I found this number. I thought if I call this number, I'll connect with somebody in the embassy. But guess what? When I called this number, it rather connected me to somebody from the US. I don't know if this person was from the USCIS or NBC, but when this person picked the call and the person was like, "How can I help you?" So I mentioned my name to this person and said, "I'm the beneficiary. My fiance petitioned the I-129F from I-129F, and my petition was approved and sent to the embassy, but I'm still not able to get an appointment to appear for my interview." And the lady on the phone, it was a white lady, and she asked what my name was and what my date of birth was. I mentioned all that and my case number. I mentioned my case number to her, and she was like, "So you said you want to move your case from the US Embassy in Ghana to the US Embassy in Sierra Leone?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I'd like to move my case because I've been waiting for 1 year, 6 months with no appointment." I'm like, "Yes, I'm from Sierra Leone. I'm a Sierra Leonean citizen. I would like my case to be moved to the US Embassy in Sierra Leone." And the lady was like, "Okay." The lady was like, "I'll talk to my superior, and they will move your case from the US Embassy in Ghana to the US Embassy in Sierra Leone." And she was like, "This will take probably 2 to 3 days." And she was like, "Once your case is moved, you will receive an email saying that your case has been transferred or moved." I was like, "Okay." And she also mentioned that they will also email my petitioner, which is my fiance at the time. I was like, "Okay." So that was it, guys. That was the green light that my case was going to be moved from the US Embassy in Ghana to the US Embassy in Sierra Leone. I was so happy because it was so easy, I wish I did that long time ago, but I waited for 1 year, 6 months, every day waiting in the house just for me to get that appointment. Nothing was happening. But just once I made that call, everything was possible, guys. I was so happy. I'm like, "Oh my God, it's working. I couldn't believe it." So, yes, the next morning I woke up. Yes, my fiance called and said, your case has been moved. I just got an email saying that your case has been moved to the U.S. Embassy in Sierra Leone. It's also mentioned that any question or inquiries related to my case, the U.S. Embassy in Sierra Leone rather should, we should rather contact the U.S. Embassy in Sierra Leone. I don't know what happened, if the U.S. Embassy in Ghana wasn't happy with our action or what, but they said any question or any inquiries related to this case, you should contact the U.S. Embassy in Sierra Leone. I was like, I don't care. As long as my case, you guys just move my case. Just move my case. Let me go and get my visa and come to America and see my fiance. I just want to build my man, you know. And yes, it took 3 days probably. Not that long, less than a week. Everything happened, you know. And my fiance just, you know, then he was my fiance, yes, just bought my ticket, you know, booked my flight to go to Sierra Leone and, you know, get my visa from there. And yes, so I left Ghana and went to Sierra Leone and went to the U.S. Embassy in Sierra Leone and got my visa. That's how I made it here in Ghana. So yes, the deal is you can always, if you have good reasons, you can always move your case from one embassy to the other embassy, as long as you have good reason why you're not getting an appointment to the embassy, you know, where your case is. So for us, we had good reason to move my case. We had good reason to transfer my case. So we just went ahead and did it. But we wish we did it earlier on, you know, but like I said, I was always scared, you know, to contact the U.S. Embassy in Accra, Ghana, and I know most people are like that, you know, because sometimes we think the embassy is God, you know, we're just so worried that if we contact the embassy, they might just say, you know, just cancel that visa or just cancel whatever deal you have with them. So that was what delayed my case. I wish I did it earlier. I wish I called that number on the embassy website, you know, to get help. But, you know, everything happened for a reason. So if you're out there and you have good reason that you want to move your case from one embassy to another, trust me, you can do it. You don't need to hire a lawyer. You don't need to join a lawsuit, because we almost joined the lawsuit so that a lawyer can sue the embassy, just because the embassy didn't want to grant us appointment because of COVID. They said, the embassy said it was because due to COVID. They don't want a lot of people in the embassy, so the embassy wasn't operating. But yes, we didn't sue, we didn't join no lawsuit, we did it ourselves. We transferred our case to another embassy ourselves. It worked out, you know. I got my visa, and it was so easy, you know. Like I said, I went to Sierra Leone and got my visa with no issues. It was so easy to get my visa and come here in America. I was even surprised how easy it was after waiting that long, you know. So yes, you can do it too, okay? So the next video, I'm going to talk about some of the questions they asked me at the U.S. Embassy in Sierra Leone for my K1 interview. I'll talk about that on the next video. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button for more videos. I'll see you next time in the next video, guys. Bye to all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe.